He did not swing at the blade god, he swung at the sky, and the sky split in half. A subordinate that could rain fire on an entire army was gone in one breath. And by the end of this chapter, someone Chun Yo Won loves is going to wake up with the exact same black energy in her veins. The demonic path was supposed to be built for one man. Someone just copied it. Don't skip a second. Chapter 319 starts now. The blade god's fireball master was still bragging. I can recreate fireballs as many times as I want, he shouted. He raised his hand. The flames roared back into shape, bright, hungry, enough to burn the whole valley twice over. Then the wind changed. He froze mid-word. The wind is being drawn into it, he whispered. It is as if. He never finished the sentence, because standing on the other side of that flame was a figure that had not existed a minute ago. Long black hair. Dark scale armor crawling with demonic chi. Eyes empty. Weapon lifted like it already knew where to land. The 24th heavenly demon, awakened, fully. The cult behind him could not speak. One of them managed only 3 words. Did the cult leader just? The fireball never got to reform. Yo Won moved once, one single step, and the air split in a straight line all the way to the horizon. The trees on the ridge fell over in a clean row, the rain stopped mid-drop, and the fireball master just ended. No body, no scream, just a dark red streak in the sky where he used to be. A voice from the cult finally cracked the silence. Cut through space itself. He cut through space itself. That was the moment nobody in the valley could pretend they were watching a martial artist anymore. What they were watching was a 1,000-year-old weapon firing for the very first time, and it had erased a top-tier cultivator without touching him. The blade god's side lost their voices. Yo Won turned his head, calm, almost bored. He was already looking for the next target. Cut to a mountainside at sunset. A stone, plain, weathered, a single name carved into it, Ark Wui. An old man in gold robe stood in front of the grave. His voice was low, almost tender. He upheld righteousness in Changbai Mountain his entire life. He was the greatest martial artist, and in his final moments, he surpassed even me and the blade god. He turned to the person standing next to him, Chun Yo Won. As a martial artist, the old man said, you have shown true honor. Then he looked back at the stone. The true strongest under heaven of this era is buried here. The wind moved through the mountain grass. Yo Won did not speak, because there is nothing you say when the man who almost stopped you ends up saluting the man buried at your feet. They walked away from the grave together. Yo Won broke the silence. There is somewhere I need to stop first. Somewhere. I think I need to examine the encrypted manuscript, the one my grandfather copied. Silence. Then the old man understood. It should explain how he intended to change the future, and more importantly, it should explain his objective. If we want to eliminate him for good, we need to know exactly what he was building. The blade god did not die at the valley. Not entirely. Something of him is still moving in the world. Yo Won's grandfather had already figured out most of it. He had copied the enemy's own writings into a cipher only their family could unlock. And now, 100 years later, the 24th heavenly demon is finally the man who can read it. The demonic path just found its first mission after the founder's death. Early the next morning, on the road, a roar tore through the trees, not a human roar, something bigger, something wrong. A dark red beast the size of a house crashed through the tree line. Its claws sank into the earth. Its eyes glowed like coals. Yo Won barely raised his blade in time. He staggered back. I protected my hand with chi, yet I can still feel the impact. Then a second shape stepped out of the trees, slower, human-sized, long black hair, 2 red eyes glowing in the shadow of her face. Hou Sanghwa, but not the Hou Sanghwa he remembered. Her cultivation had jumped tenfold in a single night. Her energy was heavy, cold, dripping off her like ink. Yo Won's eyes narrowed, and this sinister black energy, he knew that energy, he was that energy. Somebody had taken the exact same demonic chi that was built to kill an immortal, and they had poured it into her. The weapon was no longer only in his hands. Hou Sanghwa did not recognize her friends. She lunged, faster than any of them expected. Her strike cracked the ground. Yo Won's companion pushed him back. It does not look like Hou Sanghwa is coming to her senses. She is fully taken over. Yo Won's teeth clenched. She is not one of the blade god's people. She is one of ours. That means we cannot end her. The red-haired swordsman in the group stepped forward, fire crawling up his arms. I have no choice. I will subdue her first. He roared, and the flame around him grew, not to kill, to hold her still long enough to figure out who did this to her. Because that is the horror of Chapter 319. The demonic path was supposed to be one blade, forged over 1,000 years, for one specific neck, Chun Yo Won, but somebody, on the enemy side, just replicated it, and instead of testing it on a soldier or a monster, they installed it inside Hou Sanghwa, a girl who trusts him, a girl who cannot be killed, a girl whose face will now be the first face he sees, every time the demonic chi tries to fire. Chapter 320 is going to answer one question. Can you fight a copy of yourself, wearing the face of someone you love? Hit subscribe, because this arc just went from a war story to a horror story, and you do not want to miss the first second of it.